Hi, and welcome back to this chapter on general safety and how it impacts your job as an HVAC technician. Next, let's talk about protective clothing for the technician. As an HVAC technician, you're going to be working with a variety of chemicals, oils, cleaners, solvents, as well as adhesives on a daily basis. Make sure you're reviewing the MSDS or material safety data sheets for each solvent or chemical that you're using, so you know what precautions to take in the event of an exposure to this chemical. Safety goggles, face shields, as well as safety glasses with side shields should be worn at all times on the job. Many times you're drilling overhead or soldering or brazing. This is going to require impact-resistant goggles. These goggles will protect your eyes from dust and airborne particles. Splash protective goggles or face shields have to be worn when working with refrigerants during transfer, charging, as well as repair of refrigeration and air conditioning systems. These splash protective goggles must also be worn anytime you're working with caustic chemicals such as coil cleaners. Now, in addition to wearing eye protection, it's also going to be important to protect your skin when using any chemicals on condensers or evaporators. Wear appropriate clothing when you're using these caustic chemicals. Now let's talk a little bit about ladder safety. The use of a ladder, either a step ladder or even an extension ladder, is a daily activity for most HVAC technicians. Proper use, selection, and care of ladders is an important part of job safety. Ladders come available in a variety of materials, including wood, aluminum, and fiberglass. They are classified by type and how much weight they can hold. As a technician, you choose the ladder. You should base your decision on safety rather than the cost of the ladder. Obviously, never use conductive metal ladders or ladders with metal reinforcing when you're servicing an electrical system. Always use a fiberglass ladder on an electrical job. When you're dealing with ladder safety, just obey the following guidelines. Make sure all portable ladders have non-slip bases. Rubber feet pivot so that they're flat on the ground and they prevent slipping. Set up your ladders on a firm level surface. Use a mud sill on soft soil. Make sure that both feet of the ladder are secure. If one leg sinks into the ground, the ladder can fall sideways and you could get injured. Make sure that the base of the ladder is at a distance from the wall equal to 1/4 of the working height of the ladder. For example, if the working height of the ladder is 20 feet, 1/4 of that would be 5 feet away from the wall. Now, you can always tie off or secure ladders to prevent movement. If this isn't possible, you're going to need to use a spotter, or another worker should hold the base of the ladder while you use it. Any ladders that are erected between different floor levels must be securely fastened and should extend 3 foot above the top landing. In addition, they should have clear access at both the top and bottom of the ladder. Don't set ladders up in passageways, doorways, driveways, or other locations where they could be bumped into. You can use a ladder in these areas, but make sure you set up suitable barricades or protection around the ladder. Don't erect ladders on boxes, carts, tables, platforms, man lifts, vehicles, or garbage bins. If you're using an extension ladder, make sure it's long enough to stand on the rung no higher than the 4th from the top. When using a step ladder, never stand higher than the 2nd step from the top. Never straddle the space between a ladder and another object, such as a ledge or a table. When climbing a ladder, either up or down, always maintain 3 points of contact on the ladder, 2 feet and 1 hand or 1 foot and 2 hands. Always face the ladder. Next, let's talk a little bit about refrigerant safety, since most HVAC technicians are going to use refrigerants on a daily basis. Now, previously we talked about proper protective clothing and proper eye protection. This is also going to be essential when you're working with refrigerants. Your skin needs to be protected as well as your eyes. You could suffer frostbite if you're exposed to liquid refrigerant. Most common refrigerants have what they call an A1 safety classification. What this means is that the A just indicates that it is non-toxic or low toxicity. The 1 indicates that they're non-flammable. This means that generally they're not hazardous. However, It is very important to maintain a properly ventilated work area when working with refrigerants. In the event that refrigerant leaks into a confined space, it will displace oxygen in the area and could cause suffocation of the technician. Now, even inhaling the vapors can cause dizziness, nausea, heart irregularities, unconsciousness, or even death. However, if you have a release of refrigerant, it's going to be really important to vacate and ventilate the work area and don't return until the levels are safe. In the next lesson, we'll talk about compressed gases and what you need to do to work with them safely. We'll see you back here soon.